It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're up dead early on another fantastic Friday. It's the first of the month, everybody. I'm Mark Daniels and I'm flying solo, so happy that you can join us. It's Friday, everybody. It is the first of the month. So in the words of Bone Thugs and Harmony, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. You got to cash your check. Now, when you cash your check, what you do with your check? Now, remember, you got to save some. You got to invest some. You got to cover your bills, but also you got to treat yourself. You work hard for your money. You work hard to provide for you and yours. So don't forget, in the midst of it all, just don't be working to pay bills. Enjoy life. Speaking of enjoying life, I had a great week this past week. Last weekend, spent some time with my father for his 75th birthday. We also had a wonderful time at the Afro Groove event at Four Walls, the signature Afro Beats event. Look out for it every month. It's coming up again in March. Look out for all of that. Thanks to all of the sponsors and everybody that attended. We had ourselves a great time. What's been going on this week? I want to recognize the passing of a musical legend that is Peter Morgan from the Morgan Heritage family. He's the lead singer of that Grammy Award-winning reggae band. Man, if you know reggae, you know that they taught you that they is down by the river waiting for the good Lord to pass their way, and taught you that a man is still a man, whether you wear jacket and tie or you walk barefoot. The only difference is whether him good or evil. Remember that. Thanks for joining us today. We got a full lineup. We'll be talking with the Hugh Campbell champions, the C.I. Gibson Rattlers. That's 6 championships, man. Rings on rings. We'll also be talking to the winners in the college and university category of the Central Bank's Financial Literacy Video Essay Contest. We're also going to be discussing Footfest 2024. Pastor Rikino Monka is here to tell us all about his new church ministry. And last but not least, we have Dr. Treasure McKinney, and she's here to talk with us about World Herring Day. Huh? Yes, World Herring Day. All that and more, but let's hear about what's happening with the weather from Brother Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, morning, Bahamas. In your first look at weather at sunrise, you have high pressure east of the islands, and that's supporting some breezy to windy conditions across the islands for the next couple of days. So today, we look at a mix of sun and clouds, breezy and warm, and there's a chance of a few showers mainly across extreme northwest Bahamas, high temperature 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, partly cloudy, breezy and mild, chance of a nighttime shower, we look going down to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. And some region highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados 87 to 77. In Jamaica, 87 to 75. In Trinidad, 88 to 75. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 82 and 70. Across North America, Atlanta, 51 and 46. In Boston, 46 and 36. In Miami, 81 and 70. Dallas, Texas, 77 and 58. And Toronto, Canada, 47 and 37. As you go the weekend, pretty good weekend. Some low highs for the most part, partly sunny skies, with a couple of cloudy periods, 1 or 2 showers possible. Temperature will be in the low 80s at nighttime, in the upper 60s, and there's a chance of a couple of showers mainly during the afternoon hours. That puts you up your first look at weather and sunrise. Got your burnside. Back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Godfrey. The Ballers are in the house. We got the C.I. Gibson Rattlers. They've won their 6th Hugh Campbell title last week, dethroning the 2-time defending champion Sunderland Baptist Stingers, 75-71. Here to tell us all about the exciting victory are Kevin K.J. Johnson. He is the head coach of the C.I. Gibson Rattlers. We have Charles Maynard, Condae Smith, Tashon Butler, Gerrad Rolle, Dwayne Finley, I don't know if he's here, and Stevachko, Jacques. I pronounced that right? Yes, Brother Steve is in the house. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. Appreciate y'all being here. Good morning. Now, I used to think I was a tall person, right? And then I walk in there now and everybody got me feeling like I'm a midget. So next time, tell me to wear my high tops and my heels, right? So I can be on par with y'all. Coach, tell us, how does it feel to secure your first Hugh Campbell title since 2014?
Wow, it feels real good. Long time coming. First of all, I want to thank my principal, Ms. Rutherford, for support, the staff, everybody who support these young men, all the tutors that keep these boys grades on par, the whole staff at C.I. Gibson who really got after us and making sure these young men do what they're supposed to do. Really, really good energy down there, faculty down there.
Yeah, man, it just kind of speaks to the whole point. It takes a village. You know, when you see these fellas out there dunking off people, hitting 3-pointers from across the court, you know, it's your talent, but it's also the support team. So I'm glad that you mentioned the teachers, the tutors, the parents, the friends, everybody to give these fellas the support to go on the court and perform. So you have the most titles for any coach in tournament history. What does this achievement mean to you?
Because it means that the hard work over the years that we put in as a group, my coaching staff, you know, I have a huge coaching staff that support, and we work hard. And these young men can tell you, you got to put in the work to get the results. And once you put in the work, I'm guaranteeing the results will come, and they've been coming.
I know, 6 times, right? I need to see these rings, man. Your hands should be heavy with rings. So, Mr. Butler, tell me, how does it feel, Tashon? Which one of y'all is Tashon now? Boss. What do you say? How does it feel to be MVP? Captain, MVP. That's you, right?
Yeah.
Come on. Tell us how does it feel to be MVP? Go for it.
It feels great. We put in the work every day, practice hard, put dedication into it, and this is what dedicated for our Coach Rambo.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us about Coach Rambo.
He used to like a father to me. He mentored us, make sure he push hard, work us hard every day. Hard work and dedication. He taught us to never give up and have a good heart.
Yeah, buddy. Rambo.
Yeah. Yeah, Rambo, he's one of my assistant coach for years.
Yeah.
Yes, and you know, the Lord took him home.
Recently, I know it's not easy. So we dedicate this win to him. He obviously meant a lot to the team, drive y'all. You know, that it's those core members that this win is celebrating. And so we think about Rambo today. So what drove you in your tournament that, you know, gave you that energy to be MVP? Well, I know you didn't go and think you was going to be MVP, but what drive you on the court every day?
My teammates pushing me hard, telling me to don't give up, and we working together, and hard work and dedication.
Yeah. Pass it on. So tell us, how did it feel to win this tournament this year?
This is my second time in the tournament, so coming into the tournament, I knew I had to come out strong to win with this group of young men. We've been working hard all year, so I just want to thank the Lord. He gave us the victory. Yeah,
man, you got a lot to celebrate. You pass it on down. How did it feel to win, and what was the highlight for this tournament for you?
It feel great, man, because we've been there last year and we lost by 12. So it means a lot to come back this year and win.
Yeah, man, it's nothing like taking the loss, licking your wounds, everybody rallying up together, and you come back and do bigger and better things.
Yeah.
That's a lesson in life. You know, you get knocked down, but you come back, you fight hard, and you overcome those obstacles and barriers. What do you think was some of the factors that contributed to your team's success?
I would say my teachers, they support us well.
Yeah.
They showed us love. So,
that's all love. I like that, man. You use that word love. You pass it on. Tell me what was one of the, I guess you could hold that. He has a mic. What was one of the highlights in the tournament for you? What stands out?
It was really mainly making my dad proud, because I know he wanted me, he wanted to see me win Hugh Campbell, because you know he won Hugh Campbell 20 years ago.
Wow.
And yeah, that's a great achievement for me. And we took that to heart. Last year when we lost, we took that to heart.
Yeah.
So you know we had to came out strong this time and come out to win.
I like that, man. You're talking about the village. You're talking about fathers being involved. You know, living that legacy. You know, I was driven to play soccer a lot because my father played it growing up. and it drove me to want to be like him. So I'm glad that you said that. And what about you? Tell me about some of your highlights from the tournaments, with something that stand out in your mind besides dunking on people.
I mean, first of all, I want to thank God for at least making me stay alive so I could actually play basketball.
Yeah.
But at least, like what my coach said, we do this for our assistant coach, Coach Rambo.
Yeah.
And last year, well, I actually did good this year, and I thank God for that, because last year I didn't actually contribute nothing. To come back next year, work hard, and I keep my head up, and I actually contributed for this team to help them win.
Yeah.
So I thank God for that.
Yeah, hey, you're all making me feel like I'm gonna go play basketball now. Like I know I can maybe shoot a shot, but that's it. If I dribble that ball, I can kick that straight across the court. So, Coach, how do you plan to build on this victory and continue the momentum for the upcoming season?
Well, pretty much we have a good core coming back, 10 graders, 11 graders.
Good.
And they understand how the system works. The off season is very important. The type of work you put in, to better yourself. We try to work them as hard as we can. Give them opportunity to get scholarships. You have, Tashon and Charles and Stevachko and Gerrad have an opportunity to get a scholarship to go to school, and that's our goal at CI Gibson. Not only that's why we push them hard academically, and the teachers at school. I could call a bunch of teachers who be after these guys to make sure they get the class on time, do their work, pass their BJCs, to be a part of the diploma program, and to graduate from CI Gibson with their degrees so they can have a chance to go. And that's the whole goal. We aren't going to use these guys just to play basketball, but we want them to be good men in our country, be good citizens, and give back when they come back.
That's awesome and amazing and very inspiring. I was going to ask the next step. So after high school, how does CI Gibson help your players get into college or just determine that next step? I'm sure some of you are thinking of playing professionally. Some of you may just be playing for high school and going to go into your careers. But how does CI Gibson really prepare your students for the next stage?
It start from the 9th grade, coming into the 10th grade. We have a plan, a 4 to 3 year plan. We try to instill in them. First of all, academically, because we need to get you graduated. The first thing how much BJC you have. You only need 4 to be a part of the program.
Oh, I can play.
Yeah. I mean, talking about the graduation program, because the Ministry of Education have, this requirement that you have to have, which is good.
Yes.
Once you have passed your 4 BJC, that means you got to come to school on time, attendance, the whole 9 yards. So we push that in this program, and all the other sports that we coach. But we make sure that they do what they're supposed to do, stay qualified, and our administrator make sure each kid, if they're falling down, they need to make up, make sure they graduate at the end of the day in June.
The power of the village, man. I'm hearing all these good things coming out of this program. I want to speak to you all again. So what message do you have to your fans, schoolmates, teammates as you wrap up another year as champions?
I don't really know. I mean,
speechless, right?
I know, speechless.
We let the ball and the trophies do the talking. Go ahead. Anything you want to say to any of your teammates, families, friends, classmates?
I just want to say, do whenever you feel like giving up. Was at some moments while I was on this CI Gibson basketball program, I wanted to give up at some points, but my dad spoke to me, told me to don't give up, and I listened. So I want to say, just don't give up, just keep pushing.
Resilience and perseverance, brother. What do you want to say?
Hard work pays off. That's all I got to say.
Simple. Hard work pays off. What you got for us?
Definitely heading the next year. CI Gibson surely get the next championship. We go back to back. So I just want to keep working hard and keep staying humble and keep going hard for Coach Rambo.
Back to back, back to back. And you, MVP, what you got to say?
I just want to thank you for my coach and my teammates for pushing me hard and getting them to win.
Awesome. Coach, anything you want to say to your players?
Well, I want them to be role models in terms of the other kids coming up. Don't get complacent. Don't get big-headed. I always tell them, like my former principal would always tell, listen, CI Gibson is not a basketball institution. It's a high school. And a lot of them, because they in the limelight, they feel like they can get away with other stuff. No, not a CI. We stay on them to do the right things, and follow the school rules, Nothing special. Yeah, you may be special on the court, but you're a student at CI, and that's what we push. All right. Even though you work hard and make the school look good, at the end of the day, be a role model to other ones coming up. They want to be successful also.
Exactly. People watch what you do, not what you say. To whom much is given, much is expected. And you all done get a lot, man. 6 rings in and more to come. I know you guys are going to push next season. We appreciate y'all being there. Next time, please bring the basketball so I could dunk on somebody to show y'all I got some ups, right? Appreciate y'all being in again. The CI Gibson Rattlers champions, man. I want to see the rings next time. Appreciate y'all being there. Thanks for going to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Appreciate it being there.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We dedicate this win to Coach Rambo. We know you're still with us. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Meet Leno, your bridge to the future. Wealth planning, investments, corporate services, trust services, pension administration, fund administration, outsourced accounting, and payroll. When you think of financial solutions, think of Leno. Local or international, company or individual, Leno can help. Our team of skilled professionals has the experience and expertise needed for you to strive. Your goals are our goals and our priority. Leno will guide you to the right financial solution with the knowledge, resources, and support you need. Give us a call at 242-396-3225 or email us at info@lenobahamas.com to get started. Visit our website, www.lenobahamas.com, for more information today. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Focal Holdings Limited is proud of its consistent growth and the financial success it continues to bring to many Bahamians who invest in the company. Focal is committed to ensuring optimal financial performance for its shareholders. Focal's leadership remains focused on superior customer service and operational excellence across all sectors. Focal, fueling growth for people.
Hi, I'm Ria Christina, and I'm super excited to be the new host of You and Your Money, local international banks that has actually been closing some of their branches. It actually gives me an opportunity to share my views, my take on the financial matters. Even when we think about what's happening globally, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of having to educate business owners as to the importance, the economic impact, and how it is that we can look at improving the Bahamian economy. $1 billion. That's how much we spend every year importing food in this country. It also gives me an opportunity to have conversations, and that's meaningful conversations with thought leaders within our community, even having to see how it is that we can work together or even the opportunities that may exist for many Bahamians. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to the great conversations that's to come.
Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We are glad you stuck with us. It is a fantastic Friday. And we're talking about the Central Bank of the Bahamas, Get Money Smart Bahamas Financial Literacy Video Essay Competition. And for the 4th year, we have the college students and the college and university students. This year's theme was Competition is Essential to Increase the Supply of Bahamian Banking Services. We have with us 2 of the winners from the college and university category. We have with us Noel Seymour. She won 1st place from the University of the Bahamas. And we also have with us Octovia Green. She won 2nd place, also from the University of the Bahamas, the North Campus. And we had Shania Johnson, who got 3rd place. She isn't able to join us this morning. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good
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 morning. Glad that you can join us. Congratulations again on winning first and second place. So let's roll right into it. So Noel, what were your initial thoughts on the theme, competition is essential to increase the supply of Bahamian banking services? And did you understand it or did it evolve as it went along?
Listen, I was confused because, listen, it took me a while to really understand because I swear whenever I go into economics class, like drilled into my head, okay, this affects supply. And I was really sitting there like competition. I don't remember competition affecting supply though. So I had to sit with it for like a good couple days to be like, is this a trick question? Like, how do I even go about this? Like, I was confused. I didn't really grasp what the topic was trying to get me to answer at all.
You had to let it sit and marinate for a bit, and then as time went on, it became more clear to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So Octovia, tell us, how did you approach the theme, and did you understand it at first?
My approach to the theme was more at looking at the benefits. Initially, I didn't understand, but after rereading the topic and getting advice from people around me who work in the industry, it became more clear.
Awesome. And as he says, time, you got to let it sink in, let it marinate, and then you attack it. Noel, in your video, you gave several reasons why competition is essential to increase the supply of Bahamian banking services. Tell us one or two of those reasons.
Well, I was more so focused on, I guess, the opposite of how, okay, competition doesn't really increase the supply, but the benefits of competition would be, better customer experience, in terms of the customer themselves getting more perks and more advantages. But I was more so like saying, okay, competition doesn't really increase supply, if that makes sense.
Right. And it's, like you said, it's the benefits itself, and not just the presence of another bank, but it's them two actually competing against each other, trying to outdo one another. And we, as the clientele, as the customers, we benefit from that competition. Octovia, in your video, you said competition leads to a diverse range of banking options. How is that seen in our Bahamian banking services?
Okay, so the diverse range, I could recall in my video, I said that we as Bahamians, we teensy and hard to please. So we have Scotiabank, Royal Bank, CIBC, Fidelity. We have a wide variety of banks. We can simply choose what works best for us. So if we had one bank, we would just have to accept whatever they give us.
There you go. And we have to demand more from our banks because we're the customers, we're the clientele, and having competition means you got choices, right? So you could shop around. So tell me, Noel, what was the biggest, I guess, challenge as a part of this process for you?
The biggest challenge, I would say, was working against the prompt. I felt as though I was kind of, going to disadvantage myself by saying, okay, I disagree with the prompt, and finding reasons why I disagree with the prompt. But it was more so trying to find that mix between, okay, staying, I guess, correct in terms of, what I, have always been taught in UB and in St. Anne's to say, okay, this is what I, see as true, and still trying to, I guess, not have my essay disqualified. So that was like kind of the balance of, okay, I'm working against the prompt, but how do I do that in a way where, I'm staying strict to the facts that I know.
Right. Very great approach. And obviously it was successful as you came in with the first place win. Octovia, what about you? Any challenges that you faced during making your video?
Yes, initially my video was not entertaining at all. I tried to find ways to make it more entertaining. That was one of my biggest challenges, as well as not being biased in including banks. So like mentioning just the services that Bank A has or Bank B has. So that was one of the challenges that I faced.
But you overcame that challenge, and obviously, once again, very successful with your second place win. What's something, Octovia, something that you learned during this process that you didn't know before?
Something that I learned during research, I did not know there was a city bank in the Bahamas. I also did not know that there was a People's Penny Bank that started in 1952. But with research, I found that out. And they became incorporated in January They started in 1951 and they came incorporated in January 1952. So that was something very interesting that I found out. I always thought it was like Bank of the Bahamas or something.
The penny bank, boy? How you mean? Noel, tell us about something new that you learned while making your video.
So during, like Octavia mentioned, during my research phase, I was asking different co-workers, okay, what are your thoughts on the banking system in the Bahamas? And one of my co-workers, Miss Pamela Ferguson, she was like, banks are kind of horrible, She doesn't save the bulk of her money at the bank. She goes to investment institutions because your money really depreciates while it's in banks. There's no real interest in putting your money in a bank account versus, investing in like a C-file or other investment institutions. So, and two, how much banks in the Bahamas are Canadian owned. I think I mentioned that. If you look at how much banks we have, the Bahamas only really has one bank in our own country. Like, that was just something that was powerful for me.
There you go. I'm also learning so much from you two, watching your videos and speaking with you this morning. And I can see why you both won first and second place, respectively. As you have moved on, you got your prize winnings, and now the dust is settling. What advice do you have to other university or college students, Noel, who may want to participate in this competition next year?
My main advice would be, if you're going to participate, don't be like me. Don't wait until, I know we love to do this with assignments, so we wait until the deadline to say, okay, let me quickly try to research. But no, like really take your time, really digest it with the topic, really do research, ask. I know people don't like to go to people for advice or for their opinions, but pick whoever's around you, pick their brains. They know the different experiences. I feel as though added a lot to my paper, doing that field research, asking Bahamians, okay, how do you feel? What does the bank do for you? How do you save your money? That really to me added to my paper. So just taking a little bit longer, like with the time frame, give yourself your time. Take your time and actually properly, put work into it.
Take it easy, one step at a time. Do your research. Make sure you cite your sources. And also just remember to put your spin on it, your opinion and your touch. Octovia, tell us, what advice do you have for other college and university students looking to participate in this competition?
Don't be afraid to ask questions, as Noel said. Surround yourself with people who know the information. Do your best, as Noel said, and just do your best.
Do your best. Give your best effort. And we thank you both for giving your best effort. We have Noel Seymour, who won first place in the Central Bank video essay competition, and we have Octovia Green, who got second place. We'd like to congratulate you both again on your achievements, for educating us on everything to do with the banking sector. I learned a lot, and we look forward to great things coming out of you two. Maybe one or both of you will be an investment banker that could teach me how to build my generational wealth and pass it on to my children. So thank you again for being on the show. Congratulations, and enjoy the rest of your morning.
Thank you for having us.
Have a great day.
Thank you for being here. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise, and we'll be right back.
I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem, just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
African Things is your one-stop shop for everything African. Make a bold fashion statement with vibrant colors and intricate patterns inspired by the beauty of Africa. Find trendy contemporary looks for every occasion and enjoy custom tailoring. Shop jewelry, purses, art, cosmetics, and much more. African Things is located in the Dugard Plaza, Palmdale, next to McDonald's. Open Tuesday to Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come get your African Things. Welcome back. Footfest 2024 emerges as a beacon of hope in the Bahamas, addressing the critical issue of podiatric care scarcity. Joining me now are Dr. Monique Mitchell. She's a podiatrist and local coordinator of the Footfest. And we have nurse Lyndianna Rahming. She's a registered nurse and president of the Bahamas Diabetic Association and Bahamas Association of Diabetes Educators. Good morning, ladies, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, and thank you for having us.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yes.
You were here recently talking about diabetes, and we came here this morning saying we're going to beat diabetes. We come to beat this up this year. So talk to us about Footfest.
Well, Footfest, and everybody every time asks about that name. But before I get to the name, let's talk about why it's important for us to even have a Footfest.
Yes.
And I call it a Footfest is a foot fixing party.
Oh, I like
Because
it.
I want to say a fest is a party. Why you call it a Footfest? But it's important that we have this Footfest because we have major issues with our feet in this country. One of the factors that contribute to that is diabetes, and that's why Ms. Rahming is here.
Yes.
So we're going to get to her in a minute. We have almost 22% of our population have high blood sugar or impaired glucose problems, and that's a result also of our obesity problem and just our diets, the way we are not as physically active, and all of these factors come together to cause us to have diabetes. And so foot problems accompany diabetes. That can be as simple as pain, like numbness, tingling, and burning. It could also be deformities. It could be ulcers and even amputations. So you can see that it's a lot of problems. In addition to that, we have high obesity rates. And so that also comes with its attending foot problems as well. And then we have the regular injuries and deformities as a result of genetics. So we have a lot of foot problems in this country. However, that is accompanied by a lack of access to service. We have only 4 podiatrists in the country.
Wow.
Yes. So that's almost like 100,000 people per podiatrist. And we also, and that's only residents, you know, we're not talking about visitors and persons who are in the country, you know. And so as a result of that, we partnered with Barry University to be able to provide the services to our people. Most persons may not have access to the services because we only have a consultant podiatrist in our public sector. Right. We don't actually have podiatrists hired in our public sector. So the bulk of the persons who have no insurance or who attend our clinics do not have access to these services. So we're very, very excited that the Ministry of Health and Barry University have partners to allow us to do this.
Yeah, it sounds like a wonderful event, and you set the case there that we have an issue with diabetes and other diseases that impact our feet.
Yes.
We don't have a lot of podiatrists in the country, and now we're bringing this together for a foot fixing party.
Yes.
When I saw a foot fest, all I thought about was somebody cooking and say, "Boy, you put your foot in this thing." I was like, "Man, there's gonna be some good food in this thing, right?" So, Nurse Rahming, talk to us about foot fest and what does this mean to persons who live with diabetes on a day-to-day basis.
This is a blessing, you get me? Because diabetes, one of the complications, like, you know, is foot problems. And it's important to assess your feet.
Yeah.
So if you know it in yourself, the Bahamas Diabetic Association, we're so happy to be a part because here it is now, you having problems with your feet. You could come and have this free service, you just need to register. So we partnership with them, we're gonna assist whichever way we can. We wanna promote the association, we wanna promote the services, and whatever we can do as educators, we're going to be there educating persons. We're going to assist with registration, screening, and membership for the Diabetic Association too, because we start now wellness program starting March 12th. So we want persons to come on board and come and just attend the clinics.
Come and be a part of it. So it's Foot Fest. I want to know who should attend now. People that hear Foot Fest and say, I'm coming for a free pedicure. No. Who should attend Foot Fest?
Anybody, man.
Everybody.
Yes.
Anybody and everybody.
Everybody.
If you have foot problems,
Yeah.
then come. If you don't have foot problems, you just want to check, come.
Yes.
Because persons have many complaints or concerns about their feet.
Right.
They may have that hangnail
Yep.
or that big, thick fungus nail.
Or that little
They can
itty
come.
bitty nail
Or
holding
that
on to
little
their
bitty
life.
ingrown nail. So all of those are risk factors,
Okay.
even for like diabetics. So they can all come. Persons who have deformities. For the first time this year, we are actually doing surgery.
Wow.
Before, this is actually their third time coming. So we've had where we had clinics and everything, but this is the first time we'll actually be doing surgery. So persons who want to have surgery, they will have to be seen on Sunday for an evaluation, and then surgery will be Monday and Tuesday. So if you have a deformity, you had that bunion for about 50 years,
Yeah,
you have
boy.
hamartosis, you have a little bump or something here and there, and you would like to have that fixed, we can do that on Monday and Tuesday, but you have to be seen on Sunday. And the places that you will be seen on Sunday are Family Foot Center on Independence Highway and Foot and Ankle International on Fort Charlotte Hill.
Right.
So those are mandatory.
Right.
Other than that, persons can also be seen on Sunday at South Beach Health Center. And listen to me, these people have done an awesome job. The government clinics, I checked on the appointments last night, and we're almost completely booked for the week.
Fantastic.
South Beach Clinic is, I mean, they pulled out all the stops. They are going to be open on Sunday from 12 till 5, and I don't know how much 100 people they have already scheduled there, but we're by appointments, and they have more than enough staff. They will have actually 14 doctors and students there working, and so it's going to be fantastic. The other clinics, Flamingo Gardens is from 1 to 6 every day, Monday to Friday. Elizabeth Estate is 2 to 6:30, Monday to Friday. And Fleming Street is 1 to 6, Monday to Friday. Elizabeth Estate is every day, from Sunday to Friday, 12 to 5. And so if you have a foot problem, I am sure you can find half hour in there to get to one of those clinics.
That's awesome. And it really sounds like it's exciting and coming together nicely.
Yes.
Tell us how your members, as a part of the Bahamas Diabetic Association, and just, I guess, what kind of encouragement you want to give to persons who may not be sure, who may be a part of your network. Just stress the importance of
It's
this
important for foot assessment.
Yes.
So even if you're not sure what's going on with your feet, you see discoloration, just come. You're supposed to be examining your feet every day.
Right.
Take a mirror and look. If you can't see it, you need to look with a mirror, and no tight shoes. If you see you can't get your foot in your shoes, you see discoloration like darkness, the feet is swelling, there's numbness, poor circulation in the feet. A lot of diabetics have. So please just come and let us assess your feet.
Right.
It's free. It's free.
It's free.
You know,
It's free.
seize the moment, come, you know, and be checked. Like, no one can do it for you. You have to come and do it.
You guys have done everything to prepare the place for them, build it and they will come. And so all we need is for that person to just make that step.
Yes.
If somebody wants to register, sign up, be a part of it, sponsor anything, how do we get in contact with you?
Okay, so there are two ways for persons who want to attend the Foot Fest. You can call any of the government clinics or the private offices. So any of the government clinics, Foot and Ankle International or Family Foot Center. The one way that you can also do is call. We have a cell phone number where persons can actually call or WhatsApp and get an appointment. And that number is the easiest number, 827-FEET. And that's 3338. 827-338. I would also like to mention our sponsors because it's a good thing you said that.
Go for it.
They were really, really outstanding. And I would just like to mention some of them. For example, Spectrum Surgery Center, they actually donated 2 days for us to be able to have surgery there, as well as Foot and Ankle International. And so we're very, very happy about that. Family Foot Center also opened their doors to have free clinic there on Sunday, as well as Foot and Ankle. And then we have local sponsors. The medical supply companies, Ports International, Bahamas Medical and Surgical, Nassau agencies supplied medical supplies for us. Island Wholesale actually did as well, provided a donation. And then our partners, Bahamas Diabetic Association, as well as the Adventist Health Professionals Association, actually help us to complete the screening. because we don't want to do this with only looking at the feet.
Right.
Persons with diabetes have to look at their entire body, and so we will be doing screening as well as doing education and making sure that persons are better equipped to manage their diabetes and prevent these complications. So we're very, very thankful. And of course, Barry University and the Ministry of Health.
Everybody jumping in on this, right?
And PHA.
And PHA.
Yes.
It takes a village.
It's a partnership and it takes a village. And that's the way
understand
we have to be to manage this diabetes. We have a big problem.
We do.
And we have to work with it.
So Foot Fest is where it's all at. The
Yes.
Foot Fixing Festival. We'll see y'all coming up in the next week. I congratulate y'all on pulling this together. I know it's going to be successful. Congratulations to all of you who are going to go there and get your feet checked out. Me, I don't have a corn. I got the whole pot of grits on my foot. So I think I need to come there and get that sorted out. Thank you, ladies, for being here this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. Foot Fest 2024.
Thank you so much for having us.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
One thing, two things. Blue thing, all things. Things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
The Euro device is very affordable. It allows you to increase your internet connectivity. You are able to do away with the buffering, say goodbye to the dead spots. It gives them a much more stable connection. Their customers are able to view their digital menus. The establishment is able to stream. It allows for everyone, the customers and the business operators, to have a much more robust and stable internet connectivity.
Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. It is a fantastic Friday. It's the first of the month and it's also the mid-show. Thank you for sticking with us. My name is Mark Daniels and I am flying solo today. I hope you enjoyed the first half of our show. It's always inspiring when you see young people excelling and in their own way. The talented C.I. Gibson Rattlers who won their 6th Hugh Campbell tournament. Also going to shout out all of the other teams, coaches, players, parents, support staff, everybody who helped to get all of those players on that court for the tournament. You know, it's so many things you learn in a team setting that translates into life. You learn how to work together, how to take instruction, how to play your role for the greater good of the team. There will always be the captain who is the lead, but there's also the silent person that leads from the back. There's always the heart and the core of the team. You're going to go through some difficulties, but if you keep pushing and you persevere, you'll end up victorious. So congratulations again to the C.I. Gibson Rattlers. I also enjoyed that session talking about Foot Fest. And for those of you, like Nurse Rahming said, if you have any questions about your feet, go check it out. This is the time for you to make that step. It can make a difference in your life or in your loved one's life. And again, speaking of young people, the winners from the college and university category of the Central Bank's Financial Video Essay Competition. I enjoy interviewing all of the winners. We love having them here on the show. There's a bright future coming out of our students. We've got more coming up in our second half. We're going to be discussing World Herring Day 2024. Huh? Yes, I did it again. World Herring Day 2024. Find out what you need to know on getting yourself checked out to make sure that you, your family, your children's herring is all ready so that when you give that instruction, they can't say they didn't hear you, right? And we are going to break, and we'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Hi, I'm Ria Christina, and I'm super excited to be the new host of You and Your Money, a local international bank that has actually been closing some of their branches. It actually gives me an opportunity to share my views, my take on the financial matters. Even when we think about what's happening globally, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of having to educate business owners as to the importance, the economic impact, and how it is that we can look at improving the Bahamian economy. $1 billion. That's how much we spend every year importing food in this country. It also gives me an opportunity to have conversations, and that's meaningful conversations with thought leaders within our community, even having to see how it is that we can work together, or even the opportunities that may exist for many Bahamians. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to the great conversations that's to come.
Welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us. World Herring Day is an annual global advocacy event for raising awareness regarding herring loss and promoting air and herring care. Here to tell us more about this is Dr. Treasure McKinney. She is an audiologist with Bahama Herring Clinic. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Huh? I don't know, I'm just messing with you. World Herring Day. That's a joke in the morning.
I love it.
So tell us, what is the significance of World Herring Day and why is it important to raise awareness about herring health?
Okay, so World Herring Day is put on every year, in particular on March 3rd, and it's just an effort to bring awareness to air and herring care because we tend not to prioritize our hearing, and so it's just an initiative to get people thinking about their hearing. So this year, the focus is on changing mindsets. Right. So the theme is actually changing mindsets. Let's make air and hearing care a reality for all. So I really like that theme this year because a lot of people have misconceptions when it comes to hearing, hearing aids, hearing loss. So I think through education, a lot of people will start to, think a little bit more about why is my hearing important? Why is it good to take care of my ears?
Right. As a parent, we tend to only think about hearing at the beginning of the school year. You take your child to go do the hearing test. When you have a newborn, you do the little hearing test. But after that, it's like, you just feel like children just don't listen. So you don't really know if they have a hearing problem or they're just being a child and they're distracted.
Right.
So you talk about this theme, changing mindsets. Let's make air and hearing care a reality for all. Mm-hmm. Just again, what does that mean for you and for just the everyday persons out there? What are some of those misconceptions?
Well, that's a great one. Mm-hmm. One common one is that hearing loss is just something that occurs in elderly adults. And while that is true, there are lots of different causes for hearing loss. Some kids are born with hearing loss. Sometimes they acquire hearing loss a little bit later in childhood. Genetics play a component, so sometimes you can have hearing loss in your mid-40s, 50s. So I tend to see people, middle-aged, not just elderly, and then I do have pediatric clients as well that have hearing loss. Right. And then you also want to think about loud noise exposure. Yep. That's a big one. So a lot of people who are working where there may be dangerously loud noises, machine noise, for example, they're going to be exposed to noises as well. Another big one, hearing aids are ugly, unattractive, and for old people. So I am slowly trying to dispel that myth. They are much smaller, much more advanced, different colors. They go down in the air. Yeah. They connect to your iPhone, connect to your Android. So they're much more advanced these days.
Fancy.
Yes.
It's not like when you had the old brick phone on the side of your head, like it was a big hearing aid. But like I say, technology is moving along.
Right.
I want to ask, tell me a misconception about air care. Like, how do you care for your ear?
Okay. So a lot of people think that you have to clean your ears.
Yeah.
And you don't really have to. So the ears are supposed to be self-cleaning. So through your jaw movements and through dead skin cells migrating out, the wax is supposed to gradually fall out.
Right.
Now, for some people, that may be an issue, maybe due to the anatomy of the ear, other environmental factors, but you're not supposed to use Q-tips.
Oh, man.
That is a lovely part of everyone's routine, but I try to discourage that.
It just feels so good.
It does. It does.
Right now. But don't stick anything in your ear. That sounds like...
Nothing smaller than your elbow, as they say.
What? that means nothing.
Exactly.
Because my elbow can't fit in my ear. So what are some of the main challenges that people face in maintaining good hearing health?
Some of the main challenges. So I think a lot of people tend to put it off. So hearing loss is something that occurs slowly and gradually over the years. But sometimes you don't know what you're missing as it slowly digresses. So a lot of people, there's a statistic, some people once they find out they have hearing loss, they still take 7 to 10 years to come through the door. And then you also have loud noises or recreational noise. So let's say you're listening to music. Now, if you're just drowning out everything else, then you know your music is too loud. Yeah. Or if other people can hear what you're listening to, it's probably a little bit too loud.
No, man, they have to hear it. That's the point, right?
I agree. It sounds good. But me and you, I may be more at risk for developing noise-induced hearing loss. Right. You may not, but you always want to take the preventative measure first, because you never know.
You do never know. And once again, it's, you go to a party, and for people who are out at night, DJs are playing the music. Some people like to stand up right in front of the speaker so they can feel it.
Precisely.
Guilty.
But if you leave and your hearing is dull and your ears are ringing, that's a problem.
That is a problem.
Yes.
That is a problem. So tell us about any specific initiatives that are going to be happening in and around World Hearing Day.
So I am doing a webinar on Monday, which is technically World Hearing Day. So that's going to be in conjunction with PAHO here in Nassau, Pan American Health Organization. And so they're going to invite stakeholders and people from industries where loud noise exposure may be an issue. And so I'm going to help further dispel the notions in regards to, our hearing, our ears, hearing loss. So I think through education, through more public awareness campaigns, I think we can slowly change the mindset about, how we approach our hearing, how we approach treating hearing loss.
Tell us one thing that isn't commonly known about audiology, or let's say the status of hearing in the Bahamas. Give us one unknown fact.
Ooh, that's a really good question.
Is there any particular, let's say, situation that people find themselves in more often than not? Is there any statistic that's out there?
I wish there were statistics, but something that I see that's concerning is that we're coming in to treat our hearing loss when we're 80, when we're 90, and that's not great because, they would have had this hearing loss for a long time. And so when you go with your hearing loss untreated for so long, your brain isn't getting stimulated. Right. So when you do put those hearing aids on, you're expecting to get the best benefit possible. Right. But for a lot of people, you're not going to because, essentially if you don't use it, you lose it. Wow. In terms of your hearing nerve. Right. And so when we turn that volume up, for some people, the clarity is not there. So think about turning a fuzzy radio station up. Right. You turn that up and it still doesn't get any clearer. Right. So you want to address your hearing loss sooner rather than later. Wow. And so I've seen that a lot, and then I have to counsel families to say this is not going to be what you think it's going to be.
So get in there early, get your hearing checked out. So tell us, how can people get in contact with you, and who should come and see you or any audiologist for services?
Everyone should come and see me. If your child hasn't had a newborn hearing screening, bring them in. If they need a screening for school, bring them in. If you feel like you have changes to your hearing, come in and we can get that assessed. Or if you just want a baseline, that's good too. So I'm within Harbor Bay Medical Center. So that's next to John Bull in the plaza. And people can reach me at 804-3979. WhatsApp also. So yes, that's where you can find me.
Fantastic. And remind us again about the webinar happening on Monday. How do we find a link to it? How do we join?
So if you go on my social media, Instagram, Facebook, so you'll see a post about World Hearing Day. It's going to be via Zoom, and you'll have all of the information there to tune in.
Fantastic. Well, we are looking forward to that. I learned so much this morning.
Yes.
I think I always knew you're not supposed to put Q-tips in your ear.
Oh, we know. We all know.
Oh, it just feels so good. And then you try to buy the fancy looking one that you think is not going to hurt, but it's like your elbow.
Yes.
Nothing smaller than your elbow in your ear.
If you have to use the Q-tip, just at the very opening. That's it.
It doesn't feel as good.
Right. I understand.
We'd like to thank you again for being here on the show this morning. Dr. Treasure McKinney talking about World Hearing Day, telling us what we need to do to make sure our ears are taken care of, bringing all the facts. Looking forward to your webinar on Monday, and all successes to you in healing the hearing of the Bahamian population.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks, Bahamas.
Huh? Thanks for being here on the show this morning. You're watching Mamas at Sunrise, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Here are 3 young people who stopped attending high school and got disengaged in their educational journey due to the pandemic. Today, they are proudly taking their walk all over the place because they took advantage of BTVI's Smart Start initiative. All high school students in New Providence and the Family Islands can participate in free hands-on learning to improve employability. Learn basic literacy and numeracy skills and earn a BTVI certificate in automotive mechanics, beauty and construction trades, or fashion in only 14 weeks for full-time participants or 24 weeks for part-time. Don't count yourself out. Do what they did and enroll today. Email smartstart@btvi.edu.ds or call 502-6300 so you can take your walk anywhere in life.
Supply of Bahamian banking services. Competition, the act of creating strategies to persuade consumers to purchase a product from its competitors, is an essential driver of progress and innovation, and this principle holds true in every industry. I believe that competition leads to better customer service, more options, and overall a better experience for the consumer. But is there really competition in the banking sector in the Bahamas? And does competition even affect the availability of banking? The reason why I disagree with the prompt is because it goes against proven economic theories, like the laws of supply and demand, and it does not take into consideration the culture of Bahamian banking services. The topic of competition being essential to increase the supply of Bahamian banking services seems to be a causation-correlation fallacy. This topic insinuates that the lack of competition decreases the availability of banks or banking services. In my opinion, competition does the opposite. No producer wants to enter a highly competitive market where constant innovation is needed to thrive. This hypothesis has been proven as one of the known factors that negatively shifts the supply curve is an increase of competition, in addition to the number of producers available in the economy. The purpose of competition is not to increase the amount of banking services available to residents, but it is to ensure that the options available to residents are the best of the best. Competition increases the overall quality of service Bahamians receive at the end of the day, not the number of banks. What really drives supply is demand. The reason why Nassau has an abundance of banking services is due to New Providence having the densest population of residents in the country. This is the main pain point for the Bahamas because Nassau is sufficiently banked, whereas banks are constantly leaving the Family Islands. The Family Islands prove that there first has to be sufficient demand for supply to occur. The main issue is that since the population on these islands are so few and far spread, banks tend to incur losses from staying in the Family Islands, since the foot traffic in these banks cannot compare to banks in Nassau. The prompt suggests that what heavily drives banking services is due to competition, but does such competition exist? Out of the 8 commercial banks available to residents in Nassau, 4 are Canadian-based, 3 are owned by Bahamians, and only 1 of these banks are U.S.-owned. Canadian banks are the biggest banks in the Bahamas and are most commonly used by Bahamians. Although they dominate the banking sphere, some have actively stopped services like over-the-counter bank deposits, and others have streamlined their branches to actively encourage consumers to only use ATMs or digital options. Most of these banks have high monthly service fees, transaction fees, deplorable customer service, little to no saving or investment options, outdated systems, the list goes on. It is to the extent where consumers have started using investment institutions like CFAL as savings accounts as their money depreciates the more it sits in their bank accounts. Instead of finding security in banking, many see them as cash-grabbing institutions. The reason as to why banks in Nassau thrive is because people treat banking services like they do political parties. They will stick with one bank that they've been banking with for years, regardless of the obstacles, due to familiarity, not because the bank itself is competitive. In conclusion, competition is not essential to increase the supply of banking services. The availability of banking services in the Bahamas is more influenced by the demand and population density than by intense competition. While competition can improve the quality of service, the current banking landscape, dominated by few major players, raises concerns about stagnant innovation and limited choices for consumers. To truly benefit the Bahamian population, the banking sector should focus on enhancing services, innovation, and consumer options rather than simply competing for market share.
Thank you, everybody. We are here at the end of the show here on Bahamas at Sunrise. We'd like to thank you for sticking with us. It has been another fantastic Friday. It is the first of the month, so get out there. Once again, when you cash your check today, make sure you put away some for savings. Make sure you invest in something that will give you beneficial returns. Pay all your bills and treat yourself to something, even if it's something small. Go buy a pack of seeds this weekend and plant them in the ground, because spring is right around the corner. So time to get your garden together, your flowers, your vegetables, your fruits. Challenge your neighbors on your same street. Say, look, I can grow tomatoes, you can grow lettuce, you can grow peppers, and in a couple of months, you all will have food to share and help to build your community one street at a time. So get dirty this weekend, get in the dirt, and we will see you on Monday. Enjoy. Thanks again for being with us.